time on Hunting Nostalgia.
Just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions!
Today, we are going to have the Hills Buggy Cam. I live on Pixie Sticks and Fun Dip, so maybe here I could find figures to complete my original 12-back set. Oh my gosh. Let's get to the Canfield Fairgrounds. What do you say, bats?
Remember all the fun and joy of your favorite game or childhood toy. If only you could feel that way again. Well, you don't have to go back in time, 'cause Nick and friends can help you find long lost treasures you once loved. Let's go hunting nostalgia.
Welcome back to Hunting Nostalgia. This is part 2 of the Super Toy Events Toy Show episode. And this is the Card Back Cavern. This is what I'm trying to complete. This is what you are all helping me build. And it is really, really exciting. It's so much fun. I mean, I've been saving these my entire life. I have been saving these card backs. And I always said, they're not garbage, they're for a purpose. So I didn't know what the purpose was, but I knew that there was a purpose, and this is it, the Card Back Cavern. I mean, so many different people have contributed. Chevy, my buddy Chevy, that you got to see at the toy show with see, that's what it is. Kevin, my friend Kevin, Dustin, the king of the Cobra Bats. We have Pop Culture Comics. So many, Mark Swanson, so many different friends of the show have contributed. I didn't say all the names, but seriously, so many of you. It's so cool, and I appreciate it so very much. But let's get back to the Canfield Fairgrounds and take a look at part 2 of the Super Toy Events Toy Show episode of Hunting Nostalgia. Let's go. So where does he get all these wonderful toys? Here, at a toy show, at a massive, amazing toy show. Now this booth actually caught my eye because of what's down here, but look at that. That is crazy. And this is jksns.com. And you can buy online really, really, really amazing prices. For instance, whenever I was a kid, and look, as you can see, you know, I had Voltron. I had it. And my mom always warned me. She always said, don't trade your toys. She said, you don't want to trade your toys. They'll never come back. Well, I didn't listen for some stupid reason. And I traded my Voltron to my buddy John. He traded me back a wrestling ring, which I thought at the time, I was like, wow, this is a huge, awesome deal. Not so much. I miss my Voltron. John, please, send back Voltron. How cool is that? All right, as you very, very briefly saw in the last episode of Hunting Nostalgia, the Hunting Nostalgia studio is complete, except for my closet, which I'm turning into a yearbook of sorts with cards, you know, card backs like this, the card backs, you know? So the entire walls of the Hunting Nostalgia studio are covered in these, and they're covered in them from you. And that's why my friends met me here today with card backs, because they're gonna be part of the Hunting Nostalgia studio forever. But I wanna show you, these are affordable carded figures. Now, I could buy this and feel good about opening it very, very gently and putting it in the Hunting Nostalgia studio, which I might do. But as I just turned here, something caught my eye. First off, a $5 bin of toys, which Buzz Off will be coming with me. There is actually a Bendy Spider-Man, which is 16 bucks, okay? But this is from 1991, and the bubble is cracked on it. So to me, that means this guy's trying to get out. And I think I should buy this, and I should bring it home, open it up, and put it on the Hunting Nostalgia wall, you know, because to me, that is more valuable than keeping something actually in the package. Ooh, I can't wait to get this home. Look how cool that is. So what do you like to collect?
I like collecting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Transformers, and a bit of He-Man stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Now you cannot possibly be old enough to like that.
I am actually 18 years old.
Well, see, you're not old enough to know that stuff.
Oh, I am.
Yeah?
I know my stuff.
You know what's funny is that I'm not old enough to know the stuff that I know either. Like the Marx Brothers, and you know who they are? They're very old comedians.
Yeah.
And people always tell me, now how do you know about stuff like that? Did your parents tell you about those toys?
No, I just discovered them on the internet and grew very attached.
Did you?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Julia Frank.
Juliet, I'll tell you what, I really like your Darkwing Duck shirt.
Thank you.
Did you watch that cartoon?
Yeah, I'm watching that cartoon nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays. Darkwing Duck, let's get dangerous. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, kids,
Let's get dangerous.
now you could get dangerous.
All right.
Because Darkwing himself has plucked his favorite adventures just for you. So get dangerous with all 4 videos of the Darkwing Duck Collection, now available from Walt Disney Home Video.
Good show.
And right now, you'll get 2 different glow-in-the-Darkwing trading cards in each video. Don't miss your chance to collect them all.
This is great.
One of the things that holds a super, super heavy feeling of nostalgia for tons and tons of people is family game night. Sitting at home, playing games with your brothers and your sisters, your mom, dad, uncle, whoever it may be. Now, our games always ended up in, that's it, I'm done. But this is a really cool game. Booby Trap, okay? So this game is like the predecessor to Perfection, the most anxiety-ridden game ever created. Perfection. And you know, that time, tick, 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 it would drive you crazy. I hated, whenever I decided that school wasn't necessarily for me, was 3rd grade, timed multiplication tests. Wow, I still have nightmares about that. But, so we have Booby Trap here, and let's get a closer look here. So now, these are little wooden pegs, and you pull this back, okay, and then you place the pegs inside of here. And this gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and kaboom, eventually it explodes, just like Perfection. How cool is that? And just as I move this game here with directions, like, are you kidding me? Who keeps these? I mean, I didn't even read directions of board games, but I mean, it's pristine. It's so cool. So, so neat. And right below it, which I've never seen this version of the game of Clue. Look at this. They're cartoons. It's really, really neat. Parker Brothers, I mean, I don't know what exactly, the 1963, the original Clue. How cool is that? I'm gonna say Professor Plum in the bathroom with the wrench. Toy shows, they're never complete unless you run into a 1977 nude Chewbacca.
All right, listen. You cannot, and I mean you cannot, miss my good buddy Nick on Hunting Nostalgia. Enjoy.
Let's go hunting nostalgia.
So, retro toys. Everybody has different feelings about retro toys. Now, I'm not talking about vintage toys. I'm not talking about the real old stuff. I'm talking about the old stuff that's new, that's meant to look old. A retro toy. You know, it's really funny. One day I was in D&E Collectibles and my buddy Bobby, I was talking about toys and I said retro by mistake. He goes, hey dude, that's a vintage toy, man. He wanted to make that perfectly clear because there is a big, big difference. But for me, I think retro toys are absolutely awesome. You know, repopping something to give that feeling of nostalgia from the 80s, because that's the only way to really get it. Now, if you wanted to find an original Winston Zeddemore Kenner figure, you're gonna pay a lot of money. But no, a year ago, they re-released these so kids can walk down the aisles of their toy stores now and they can have that feeling. They can recreate that feeling of buying the 80s Ghostbusters right off of the peg. How cool is that? The real Ghostbusters. I did it again. The real I can't say it. The real Ghostbusters, brother. Dan-it.
There's something strange in the neighborhood.
So who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
Each sold separately.
Have no fear. Becky, Steph, and Spangler are here. So are these ghosts. They've got ectoplasm. We've been goofed. Now what? Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Let's show this pile of dessert who's boss. Activate Neutrona Blaster. We ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Peter Venkman, Ectoplasm, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and other figures each sold separately. Ghostbusters, new from Kenner.
All right, here it is. My search has ended. My search, I wanted to find a card back. I wanted to find an affordable card back that I didn't have, and boom, right here. Look, someone already opened it. And that's just fine with me, because this is the side that will be displayed for the rest of time in the card back cavern in the Hunting Nostalgia studio. Yes, how cool is that? This is Jake, my new buddy that I just met, and he has a big, gigantic 1980 Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader carrying case. It's a carrying case, and it's filled with toys.
Absolutely.
And you have one price on there.
I do.
Dude, that is unheard of, and it's really neat. And you said something to me that really struck deep with me, because I love giving back to the world of collecting, and you told me that you did this as a starter kit.
I did.
That is awesome. That is so neat. And now I do not have a lot of these figures. I mean, there are tons and tons of these that I don't have, which I'm going to help complete my original 12 display.
Excellent.
But you do this with your family.
Yes.
You do this with your mom and dad.
I do.
That is really, really cool.
And have for a really long time. So I started collecting when I was maybe 12 or 13 years old. Did this for quite some time. Went off to college, left it behind. Pandemic happened, nostalgia hit.
Nostalgia hit!
I get back into it. So this is my triumphant return to the world of collecting, and I sell to fund the collection and get rid of some extras.
And you have loved toy shows for a really long time.
Absolutely. Since the 90s, I've been doing toy shows.
Now I'm not touching this, but will you?
Of course.
Can you bring that down?
Sure.
This is incredible. Incredible story. Wait till you hear this. Wait until you hear this. Okay, so you're strolling down. Well, you remember the toy show you were at?
Talmadge, Ohio.
Talmadge, Ohio.
Yes.
Okay, you're strolling down. What year?
It would have been late 90s, maybe 97, 98.
Okay.
And it was toward the end of the show, and a guy was just walking in the door with this.
Mud Fighter and a Hiss 2 combo pack.
Completely sealed, Benny's exclusive.
Oh, what's Benny's?
Benny's was an old retail store, some 20 or so years ago.
So wait, is that where you would go for your toys?
I did not. I'd never actually been in a physical Benny's.
Oh.
But these were released at Benny's, and I think a few were at Child World. So
wait.
Both old school toy stores that no longer exist.
So was Child World?
Yes.
Now, was that a place you would go?
No, that was also not local.
Where'd you buy your
either.
toys when you were a kid?
Toys R Us would have been my go-to, but also not in existence anymore.
I know. Isn't that a shame? It's just such a shame.
Yep. But this was the exclusive that they had, and very few of them survived intact. And without the box, they're not all that special because they're the same figure you got everywhere.
Right.
But the box itself is a little bit unique.
Tell them how much you paid for it in 1997.
I paid $30 for it in 1997.
Toys for toy prices.
Yep.
That's pre-eBay days,
Oh, yeah.
But dude, that is so neat. And the fact you do this with your parents is incredible. I'm buying this carrying case right here.
And I'll put another starter kit out too.
Oh, that's so cool, collecting. And you know what was so neat? As I was talking to your dad, he goes, you know what? I have a little bit nicer one with the decals on.
Yep.
That is collecting. That's the world of collecting that I am. That is the world of collecting that Hunting Nostalgia lives in. Thanks, man.
Of course, my pleasure.
How cool is that? This table caught my eye immediately. Cleveland sleeves. It is really, really cool. I don't know if you can see it. My big fat thumb's probably in the way. Vintage sleeves. So many cool things. And here we have the owner, Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Now, why did this begin?
I started doing licensed rock and roll shirts and then gradually learned about the Comic-Con toy world.
And all these crazy people.
Yeah, so I represent quite a few artists that create shirts that for the comic world, like mixing sports teams with stormtroopers, which is Star Wars.
Look how cool.
And yeah.
OH!
And then licensed shirts like the Three Stooges, Mo for President. DC shirts like Superheroes Have Issues. But they're all a lot of fun, and there's something for every age group and every fan.
There really is.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mo, how often do you see a Three Stooges shirt? That immediately caught my eye, you know? And this here, can I pick this up?
Of course.
Or can you pick it up and display it for me?
Yep.
Thank you for being a friend. I mean, how cool is that?
Golden Girls were always popular, but then after 2 years of watching a lot of TV, I sell as many to men as women.
I'll bet you do.
Golden Girls will never gotta stop.
No, you know what? They don't make TV like that anymore. They don't. I love that. But this is where I really wanted to get your input because this has a connection to Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so.
I am the official retailer for the Ghoul. And one of the great things about Cleveland is we had a lot of late night movie hosts and Saturday afternoon. So we had Superhost on Saturday.
Superhost?
Lardy started it all, and then came Ghoul, Big Chuck and Little John. And this is original art by Joel Wilhelm.
Wow.
And he has Houlihan, Big Chuck, Little John, Superhost, and Ghoul and Gallardi. So it's called Legends of Cleveland Nights. So you support a local artist, but it's all the art, all the late night hosts together, and so it's a certain age group that grew up with it. But
so this is your nostalgia.
Yes.
This is super nostalgic for you.
Yep.
So if you have this shirt on and you're walking around Cleveland, people will know what that is.
People will come right up to you. It's a conversation starter, and it brings back great memories of humor that we can't do anymore because they made fun of really everyone.
Yeah.
But then the movies, they inserted themselves in movies and did voiceovers and fun things.
Yeah.
And and sadly many of them are gone because Saturday Night Live took that time slot.
Oh, really?
And they don't really do that anymore. But there's still a few around the country. But these were Cleveland's.
You said this is Superhost, and is that not me? What a jerk. What is Superhost?
Superhost was on Saturday afternoons. Every kid came home or did their chores or baseball, came home and sat and watched Superhost. He was a weatherman on Channel 43, Marty Sullivan. And then he put on like a kind of a dumpy Superman outfit and hosted these B movies, but was hilarious. And he, a couple years ago, came to the Akron Comic-Con. The line was around the building, and sadly he passed away after that. But he had such an impact, and that's how so many people saw so many movies, all their Godzilla movies, their monster movies. So all these
movies
hosts,
so good they're bad.
So many hosts, though, that you watch them and you had their humor, but that's how a whole generation saw their movies.
That's so neat.
So they're all important to a lot of people, depending on your age group.
Oh, that's so neat. Well, now in Pittsburgh, so these are your Ohio television icons.
Yes.
They are super nostalgic for you. Now in Pittsburgh, when we share him with the world, we have Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
And that's the same style.
Yes, I have Mr. Rogers shirts. I didn't bring him here, but they also had Chili Billy. He was the movie host for there, but somebody owns the rights to him, so I don't have that. I try and get the rights or find out, like in Philadelphia, it's Dr. Shock. Nobody has the rights, so I have that shirt. Or here, I'm authorized by the Ghoul family. But you gotta.
You want to get some retro shirts that give you that feeling of nostalgia. Jenny is your lady right here, and we're gonna have a contact of how you're able to do that. And I really appreciate you letting me talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jenny.
Yeah, have fun.
You taught me a little bit about Cleveland and Ohio. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go hunting nostalgia.
This episode's Find of the Week is brought to you by Pop Culture Comics with 2 locations in McNeely and on Mount Royal Boulevard in Pittsburgh. Awesome, awesome comic book store, but I go there for the vintage toys. They're always buying collections, even house calls. It's an amazing, amazing place, and they're open 7 days a week. You gotta check them out. Pop Culture Comics. But this episode's Find of the Week is the 1978 Kenner Death Star. Now, this is awesome, and it's been years. I've been waiting years to complete this, but what is so cool about this is the story. The story that goes along with this Death Star is absolutely amazing. For weeks and weeks, I was getting a phone call from this very nice lady saying, Nick, I would love it if you would come and get these old toys I have out of my basement. She just wanted to get rid of them. She wanted to clear out some space. So I eventually got over there, and on my way to the house, I asked her, I said, what kind of toys do you have? you know, I was just curious of what I was getting myself into that day. And she said, well, I have some Tinker toys, and I have some Lincoln logs, oh no, and I have some Erector sets, and not my toys. Just not my style of toys. And she said, I also have some NASA toys. But regardless, I was going to help her out anyways. I was going to help her clean out her basement. So I went over and I grabbed the NASA toys. And when I opened the box of NASA toys, it was 1977 Kenner Star Wars toys. And I told her, I said, these are not NASA toys. She didn't know because her kids didn't like Star Wars. Her two boys were musicians, and they just weren't into space toys, is what she said. So they're unplayed with. They're unplayed with. The foam is still inside of the trash compactor. So anyways, it wasn't completely complete because it was missing a few things, like these beams. And it was missing the rope that Luke uses to swing across the gaping hole whenever the bridge retracts, and also the door that Leia explodes off before they dive into the trash compactor. But yes, the story of this was I arrived to pick up NASA toys, and I ended up leaving with Star Wars toys, but I didn't have these beams, so I needed to find them, and I knew just the guy to ask, my buddy Ken at Pop Culture Comics. I said, Ken, you gotta help me out, man. I need some beams. And within seconds, he had the beams, and he said, here you go, man. I got some beams for you. So thank you to Ken, first off, for the beams, and also thank you to the lady who was kind enough. And I told her, I said, please let me give you something for these toys, please. And she said, no, I don't need anything for them. And then she said, oh, wait. And I said, okay, what would you like? And she said, will you help me cover my pool for the fall? So I helped her cover her pool for this Death Star, among other really, really cool things. But I want to thank you very, very much for allowing me to come over and play with these toys for the rest of my life. This is the Hunting Nostalgia Find of the Week. Wax packages. Wax packs of cards like this right here. Ghostbusters 2. I can finally say Ghostbusters when I'm not trying to say brother after it. This is awesome. These are affordable. This is a way to collect. These are super cool. And you don't always have to open them. You can keep them sealed, but if you do open them, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. You can peel that sucker right there. You can eat the gum that turns into dust, and then you can reseal them and put the cards back in for an awesome display like this. How cool is that? Back to the Future, Return of the Jedi. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh. All right, so as I was looking here at the wax packages, this is the owner of the booth, Travis, and you also have a new store.
Yeah, it's called Doomsday Toys and Comics.
There it is, right there. And you just opened it up.
I did, yeah, a week and a half ago.
In Niles, Ohio?
Yeah, myself and my friend Pete.
So is your favorite Transformers?
Yeah, Transformers and Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars, you know, how many people say Star Wars? You know, that's the age of us.
Right.
It is Star Wars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Of course it is. But you have some really cool stuff here, and I love the fact that you just opened a vintage toy store, because those are the guys I support. I have hundreds of different collections. I have thousands of different items. Not one has come from online shopping. Not one. I don't know how many collectors can say that, but the reason I do it is because I'm hunting for the feeling. I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't care about the toys. My wife will be selling them, boom, like that. But I do care about the toys, but it's the experiences like this, you know? Now, to be able to find these vintage toy stores that we must support, because if we do not support them, they will go away, there is a tool online, and it's called the Toy Store Guide. And what it is it's a map of the United States, and all of the different vintage toy stores are on it. And you just, you browse it, you click whatever state you're in, and there you go. You got to get on there. Yeah, our guys do that, and it's an absolutely amazing tool. Well, thank you. I wish you the best of luck with your store.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe we'll, I don't know, get invited for a future episode of Hunting Nostalgia.
Yeah. We also have the Mahoning Valley Comic Con, July 9th and 10th in Boardman, Ohio, at the Holiday Inn.
There you go.
Special guests from Star Wars.
Yes.
And Back to the Future. Scream.
That's so cool. That's really. In Boardman, Ohio, last year's Christmas special we filmed there at Castle Noel. It's an absolutely amazing little town. Thanks a lot, Travis.
Oh, thank you.
Here's the new Star Wars Death Star space station that you put together. Action figures each sold separately.
Darth Vader's firing a laser cannon. It's been hit. He's after Luke. Take the elevator. Hurry. Now cross the light bridge. You won't escape me. Jump, Luke. Oh no, the trash compactor. There's a trash monster. The wall's closing. Save.
Kenner's new Star Wars Death Star Space Station. Action figures each sold separately.
Wow, what an absolute blast, and what a shame that it's over. But if you missed the Super Toy Events Toy Show, guess what? November 12th, they're having it again. I am sure some of the same vendors that were there this past event will be there again in November. It was so much fun. I cannot wait to go back and see what I can find this time. But this time, I was able to find some awesome vintage Star Wars toys to help complete my original 12 display. You know, I was able to find, thanks to Pop Culture Comics, sponsor of the Find of the Week, I was able to complete my 1977 Kenner Death Star here with the support beams. Thanks, guys. Always appreciated. And Corey Ward, thank you for your hospitality at the event. It was so much fun. I cannot wait for November 12th to do it all again. And thank you all for withstanding this for 30 minutes an episode. I greatly appreciate it. Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, thank you very, very much. And I'll see you next time, guys. Keep hunting. Oh, man, look at this. Man, that is so awesome. Muscle Men. Millions of unusual small creatures lurk. Oh, it's right here. Not as cool as I thought it was. Oh, that's a Hills tag right there too. The original real Ghostbusters line, and I will tell you what, it is exact. These are exact, and they are awesome. It is so cool that they did this, so now kids can get that feeling of what it was like to be alive in the 80s and walk down the aisle and find the real Ghost Brothers, brother. You know what I mean? The real Ghost. What? Hold on, no, we'll do it again. The real Ghost Brothers, brother. That's what I wanted to say. It's all right. Do it again.